Hello all, welcome to Global Tech Hub. Today I'm planning to show how to integrate RESTful services in IBM BPM 8.6. So normally in IBM BPM, we can get the data from some external system, either we can send the data to some external system in different ways. One of the way is sending the through RESTful services. Even we can do it using the SOAP-based web services also. Now here I'm going to show how can I integrate RESTful services. I can get the data from the uh, external system. So here in this example, I'm going to show implemented a Spring Boot application which is exposed as a RESTful services that I'm going to consuming in a IBM BPM. Okay, so let's start. So I have already some in already builded Spring Boot application, okay, which is contain customer details service. We can see this service which is having can see get customer, the one of the method. It is exposed and create customer. There are two methods it is already implemented in a Spring Boot. This is exposed as a RESTful service. You can check how it works first of all, then we will go to BPM integration. Let's start this Spring Boot application. Anyways, this is not part of a BPM, but when we are integrating, we should understand how the external system works, how we can integrate that application, how, and how the data is written by the external system. That we need to understand. That's what I'm going to show you here. You can see this is the Spring Boot application. It is started and you can access this service host, I think 8080, and so it is in my local, so I'm just going to show that one. So the service is running and you can see this is the one service, right? And it is again, if you see here is API and all defined. That means it is exposed as a RESTful service as well as uh, Swagger. So it will generate a Swagger. Let's see how the Swagger will be shown here. Uh, so when you access this URL v2 API docs, it is showing Swagger annotations here. Swagger definition, sorry. Okay, this Swagger definition contains the service details along with the your definition of the service. Okay, you can see get customer using the get, and that is another method. Create a new customer, that is create customer using the host. Okay, and even you can see this the same thing in a Swagger UI also. I think there is the URL Swagger. Yeah, this is the URL. You can see the operations how it is exposed. You can create a customer here. Let's see address. I'm going to create a new customer here. And I can say gold customer, Amir, and then giving customer IDs 1, 2, 3. I don't need to give ID. Okay, try it out. Okay, I created a ID 1, 2, 3 and it is done. Now get a customer. Okay, this is the get customer with the customer ID. So same ID I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 and try it out. And you can see the data is written here. For example, if you try with something else here, I don't think it should not give the any result. Okay, can see there is no content responsible. Okay, so service is working as expected. Now we need to integrate in a BPM. How we can integrate now? So IBM BPM, whenever we want to integrate, we should have the Swagger definition. This is the Swagger definition. So let's save this one as is that Swagger. Okay, that JSON. Sorry. Okay, JSON. I'm just saving at my desktop. Now coming to BPM. So as of now, whatever I explained, it is all external implementation, or it is not part of BPM. Let's try now in a BPM how we are going to consume that service. Okay, so here is I have one application, BPM integration app. Let's open. So what I need to do, first of all, I need to create a external system here, external service here. So this field of feasibility is provided by IBM from 8.5.7 fixed back September 2016. Okay, before these versions we don't have this option, and now I'm going to show in a 8.6 it is. Okay, let's start. I'm just creating the external service. So Java REST web service integration purpose, we are going to create this. So I'm going to use the first option, click on next, and browse the local file Swagger. So by using this Swagger file, we can integrate the RESTful services. So I have already the Swagger file which I have saved it here. Okay, I need to import here, right? So this is the external service name. By default it is showing. I'm browsing the file api.doc. Okay, this name will be changed automatically. I will change it the name, customer REST service, customer service I can say. Okay, click on next, and it will detect all the operation from the structure Swagger definition. Okay, so it has two operation: create customer using post, get customer using get. Click on next, and you can see the server name. It is taking something. You can keep it as it is, or if you want to change, you can change it. Click on finish. So the server, see now bindings, it is server name, and you can see what is the configuration of the server. It is a local host and port number, and if you have any authentication details, all these things it will be shown here. I don't have any authentication as a security in my external service that is in a Spring Boot, so nothing has been shown here and nothing required any configuration as of now. Now come back to my service, and you can see the service details. There are two operations. Okay, customer, create customer post. Okay, and customer id is input, and get customer get is the customer type in a get customer. And you can see the source here, the same structure Swagger definition you can see here in this also. Okay, that's it. I think we have created the service, right? Now we need to integrate using the BPM. We need to create a BPM service now, that is service flow. I'm creating a service flow, customer service integration. Okay, click on finish. So this is the service I have created. I need to connect with the external service which is exposed as a RESTful service, right? So I'm using one of the activity that is service task here and putting here. Okay, just remap this one here, then up it and here. So I'm going to show only the one operation I'm going to consume here, that is get customer details. Okay. So this is the service and implementation. So I can say oh yes. Okay, invoke restful. Select this and go to the implementation. Under implementation, select this implementation is customer service. Okay, which we have just created before, that is action service. And operation name, it will detect two operation names because this service is having two operations. So I'm going to use get customer using the get. Okay, that's enough. So now we need to do the mappings. So what is the input for my service for the getting the customer details? That is customer ID as an integer and get customer using the get 200, that is customer type. Okay, I need to create a variables here. Input is customer ID and type is integer, and output is customer type of customer. So we don't need to create a object here. It will detect object by default, which is created in a Swagger. Okay, but when we want to convert that object into our BPM object, we need to create a BPM object. There is some wrapper we need to create on top of it. Okay, for this reason I have selected customer here. Fine, that's it. Now that's it as of now. Okay, we can map it this variables here. Customer ID is mapping here, then customer is mapping. Done. Now we can test. Okay, so what is the ID we have tested here? That is 123. We have created 123 ID and we fetch the same data here, so which is working with the 123 ID. So let's take default value here 123. Okay, as a customer ID. Now come to diagram and start debugging. So I will start debugging so that I can get the data. I can see the what data it is returning. Okay. See, invoke restful, it is calling here with the 123. Okay. Now let's complete this. So it will call the external service and it will fetch the data. You can see this is the customer details which is returned by external system. That is, here in this case we used Spring Boot application that is exposed as a RESTful service that has returned this data. Okay, address, customer ID, name, ID. Okay, that's it. It is a very simple. So what we need to do exactly, we should have one Swagger file before we integrate, that will be provided by your integration team, and should create one external service with the Swagger file. All it will detect all your operations whatever mentioned in a Swagger definition. Then we need to create a service flow. In a service flow we need to use one of the service tasks to invoke the external system. Under that we need to map the inputs and as output, and we should pass some data here so that it will fetch the data and we can use this data in our BPM, either if you want to show in UI, or if you want to use that in a flow, PPD flow, wherever here you want to use, we can use this data. So this is the new feature provided by the IBM BPM. It is very interesting and very easy. I hope it will be helpful in your features or your implementation. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe.